All right, everybody, welcome back to Sunday Slot Talk. And we're just waiting to get started here. Can everybody hear me all right? Just want to make sure. All right, perfect. Alrighty, guys. Well, welcome back to Sunday Slot Talk. I do this every single Sunday. Every Sunday, I am here to answer questions for subscribers. So if you missed this live stream, it will be posted in the library for you guys to watch it later. And for those of you that are joining, you are free to ask questions. And let's see here, make sure this is all on. There we go. You guys are free to ask me any questions that you want, and I will happily answer them for you. Just before we really get started, I just want to kind of go over a couple things. First off, thank you everybody. We just passed 25,000 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. Also, guys, be sure that if you do like my videos, please do share them on your social media. That helps me out a lot, helps me out tremendously. Also, I do have these new poker chips. These just came in here. And right now they are only available to Patreon members, but I will be bringing those out for sale, hopefully here soon. So anyway, guys, we'll get started with the question and answer here. So go ahead and send in your questions and I'll happily answer them for you. Jeff wants to ask, interested on your thoughts on Keno. So I do plan on doing a video on Keno here in the future. It's nothing that I have planned immediately, but I will be coming out with a video on Keno here in the not too distant future. I personally don't play much Keno, so what's that? Oh, sorry. I personally don't play much Keno, so it's not really in my wheelhouse, but I'll happily research it and do a video for you guys. Let's see. Steve asks, on a popular game like Dragon Link, if your bet is $50, for example, is it better to play a $2 denom with 5 lines or 10 cent with 50 lines? So again, kind of going back to what we've talked about, what we've talked about in the past there. Denominations are all programmed individually, and the higher the denom, the better your chances would be. So I would say in that case, to do the $2 bet, the $2 denom. $10 super chat from Robert. Thank you very much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it, and those do help out the channels quite a bit. Hope you will be in Vegas in July. I do have more trips to Vegas coming up. I just got back from Vegas, so I will probably be back in Vegas in July. You can always follow my website. I pinned that in the comments. It's ropethejackpot.com, where you can check out my travel schedule and where I plan on going, and so on and so forth. So definitely check out the website if you haven't checked it out already. There's a lot of good stuff on there. Gulf Coast Slots is here. Welcome, guys. Will a $5 pinball slot on main floor have the same payback as a $5 pinball slot in the high limit room within the same casino? The answer to that would be yes, it would. So most all casinos, all tribes, they all set their denominations relatively universally. So it doesn't matter where it's positioned at on the floor. They should have about the same odds. Let's see. Hi, do you know any slot advantage players? Thanks. There really is not a way to have an advantage on slot machines. They are still a computer, so there's not really a way to advantage play them. That's mostly something for card games. Card games you can advantage play, but slot machines, there's really not a way to advantage play them. You just have, you can utilize tips and methods, various, tips and methods to better your chances with your play, but there's never always a guarantee for that. Is the top dollar bonus predetermined? I'm going to say no on that, just because I know the pinball game bonus is not predetermined, and those games do share a lot of the same characteristics. So my answer to that would be no. It would not be predetermined on that game. If I look down for just a minute, guys, I'm just catching up on some comments because they do all kind of flood in at once. So it's kind of hard to all catch them at the same time. Let's see here. What do you think of video poker? Video poker is a very good game. A lot of people have asked me about video poker, and eventually I will do a video on it. Me personally, I don't play a lot of video poker. When I do, it's normally out of boredom or I'm waiting on somebody. However, overall, video poker does have better odds than a regular slot machine would. So it's actually a great game to play. I enjoy video poker. Have I ever played at Dottie's Casino? No, I have not. I've never played there. Do I have any experience with Windstar Casino in Oklahoma? No, but I am planning a visit out there probably within the next couple of months. I'm going to try to get out to Windstar. I know NJ Slot Guy is going to try to be there on the 18th. I'm going to try to make it myself, but it's not confirmed yet. So I will try to get out there. I've been wanting to check it out. So I've heard that's a great casino. It's the world's biggest casino, by the way, Windstar is. With casino cash, when you play a slot machine that is set to 80% lower limit, what odds are you getting? Most machines are not set at 80. Most machines are set higher than that. I don't know there are very many machines that are set at 80 or less. I think most legal requirements require to set those higher. I've not seen a machine less than, I think the lowest I've ever seen was 82. Slot Pirate Gaming, welcome. Let's see, they want to know, I know it's been discussed as far as Predetermined and not, but what about games like Lightning Link, Happy Lantern, Sahara Gold, for instance, where you have to pick the chest? Is that Predetermined? I would have to look into that. If it's anything like Dancing Drums, it probably is Predetermined, but don't quote me on that. That I'm not sure on. I'll have to do some research on that. See, Vaughn asks, hello, I know you've answered this before. Why do bonus symbols on Top Dollar and Pinball constantly show up one notch above the pay line? So this is something that's interesting, guys, and I kind of touched on this in my pinball video, but I've actually noticed that myself. Even when working with these machines, I've noticed a lot of times with Pinball and Top Dollar how either it won't appear in the window, or if it starts appearing in the window either above or below the pay line, chances are it's getting close to a bonus. I have not found a programming reasoning behind that yet, but it is something that I'm looking into. So I'm going to do some research on it, but it is something that I'm looking into because I have noticed that as a player and also with working with these machines, I've noticed a lot of times with Top Dollar and with Pinball, if the symbol is constantly appearing in the window either above or below the pay line, it usually hits shortly after. So I'm trying to find a programming reason behind that. Are Indian casinos regulated as strictly as Vegas and non-Indian casinos? So on this one, it really depends on the tribe. So the federal government does have the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, which was passed in 1988, and it allowed for all the tribes of the land to be able to open up casinos of their own. However, there's still not a federal standard, so each tribe can kind of do as they please with their casinos, so it really depends on the state and the area that you're in. Some are better, some are worse. I know, for example, in Arizona, if we do have any viewers out there from Arizona, it's all Indian gaming there. However, their Indian gaming in Arizona, it is Class 3, and they have a very, very good, compact, and really, really good relationship with the state. And what I've noticed is the casinos in Arizona actually pay very, very well. They pay better than the Vegas casinos. So, you know, it really depends on the state and the area that you're in. Under the Big Oak says some slot games have a bingo card on the screen as well. What is that all about? So those are those Class 2 bingo machines, and I did make a video on that. So if you go into my video library and you look up the bingo slot machines, if you are interested or if you missed that video, I do have that available in the library for you guys to check out. So check out that video because it kind of explains those. How How is the top dollar best play message calculated? Does it know if it's the best play or not? So two-part question. First, how it's calculated is kind of an overall statistic of what it thinks is a good payout and what it's not. It actually does not know what the other four are going to be because, again, it's not predetermined. There are many, many, many times that it will say best play and then the next offer or the last offer is actually the better one. So don't trust that message. Sometimes it's good to go off of, sometimes it's not, but I wouldn't trust that message. Let's see. Is there a difference in odds / pay in machines at the airport? That is a good question. I would have to look into that. I believe the only airports with gaming are in Nevada, so I would have to look at the Nevada Gaming Commission and see what they have to say about that. But it is possible, yes, that those do have different payouts. Going to Vegas in June, any recommendations on what slots to play or casinos? Obviously, Vegas is full of casinos. My personal favorite casinos that I have good luck at, and this is just for me personally, would be Bellagio, Aria, Cosmo, those properties. I have a lot better luck at MGM properties than I do, say, Caesars properties. Or go off strip. That's another good option. If you have a vehicle that you're renting or anything like that, go off strip and check those out as well. Just checking out some comments, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, Vegas Education's in the house. Everybody go check out Vegas Education's channel. He's a really nice guy. He's got some great videos on there as well. So always good to check out those. William asks, does the volume of the machine increase your odds of winning? The answer to that is no. That I did do a video on that as well because that was a common question a lot of people were asking. But no, volume does not take into account any aspect of the game, and I kind of explain as to why in a couple different of my videos there. And those are all in the library, so be sure to check those out. They're good videos. Shay says, we are going at the end of May and staying at the Rio. What do you suggest? Rio's actually a pretty good hotel. I have hit a couple jackpots at Rio. They have some good machines there. They have some really good machines in the high limit area of Rio. Obviously triple stars, which is my favorite, and that's usually my go-to on that. So definitely look into that. Check that out. Deborah says, I've won 8 jackpots since watching your channel. That is awesome. And guys, on my website, which I did pin in the comments if you have not checked that out, I do have a testimonials spot. So if you guys watch my videos and you find them helpful, and let's say that you do hit some jackpots and you would like to share that, I always do love seeing that, and I will post them on the website for everybody else to see. So definitely check out the website. Do you think Mirage will lower their payouts as they are about to close up, heading there at the end of May? I don't think they will, because again, when it comes to lowering payouts, that's really something that the state decides. Now, always keep something in mind. The casinos can choose to go above the legal minimum. So the way the laws are written is the law basically says, hey, your payouts can't be lower than this. They can be anywhere above it that they want. So some casinos actually do have better odds within the same state, just based off of that. So that I have no idea on what they will do. James says, I seem to hit more jackpots during the early morning hours. You know, jackpots do go off all the time. That's one big thing that people have always said in the casino industry as a whole. They've always said to me that they either hit jackpots at a particular time or a particular day. And the problem with that is nobody is at the casino 24/7 to see all the jackpots that actually get paid out. So you might go there Friday after work and always have terrible luck, or you might go there Friday after work and see a bunch of jackpots and you think that that is the best or the worst time to go, but you don't see all the other hours in the week. Casinos are mostly open 24/7, 365, so it's hard for somebody to be there the entire time to see, but no, Coming from somebody that has worked for the casino, there is not a better time or day to play. We do pay out jackpots all the time, no matter what the day or time is. Let's see. Steve asks, do some machines give more bonuses if you lower your denom or bet, or is that just my imagination? I would have to say that's the imagination working for you there. The machines don't really adjust bonuses based on that at all, or based on your denomination. What I have noticed is in some of the newer machines, like dancing drums, if it has multiple bonuses, like I know Dancing Drums has the little pot that closes. The higher you bet, the more the pot closes, but that is just my observation. See, Hugh asks how much realistically to bring per day in the high limit areas. So really, guys, it's all determined on you and your budget. Budgeting is not something that I really like to talk about or advise on because everybody's financial situation is different. The only thing I like to remind people of is that it is still gambling at the end of the day. So even if you take into account all the tips and all the advice and all the methods that you possibly can, there's still a chance that you could lose it. So always just keep that in mind and budget what's appropriate for you to play. I can tell you what my budget is, but that might not be realistic for some people, so that's why I like to usually not talk about budgets. But general rule of thumb is I like to say the denomination of the machine you pick should be 1% of your total budget, as a general rule of thumb. Let's see. Lucky spins on Dragon Links. I've seen people change the denom to max before trying to win. Is that legit, or could the casino deny the payout? So how those lucky spins work, and for those out there that are not familiar, the lucky spins are if you are playing a game like Dragon Links or 88 Fortunes or one of those, or many of the newer games, if you get down to the last bet and you don't have enough for the whole bet, it'll give you like a little option that'll pop up on the screen where you can spin it, and the little wheel comes through and it either drops in a green area or drops in a gray area to give you a spin on your bet, even though you don't have the whole money for it. How that is calculated is the green space that the arrow falls in will actually, it's dependent on how much money you have left. So like, let's say if it's a $2 bet and you only have, say a couple of cents, it might be a very, very small, slim chance. But if you have $1.90, then it's going to be a lot bigger chance to hit. So it really is all dependent on how much money you have in the machine left by the time that does come up. Let's see. Dean says holidays are less people. I still hit good depending on the machines. True. I mean, the machines hit all the time. Holidays, days, weekends, nights, mornings, everything. Let's see. Robert asks, not a slot question, but where do you like to eat? Where do you like to eat and where? I'm assuming you mean you're talking about Vegas. So me, I'm a very, very simple person. I do enjoy fine dining, but it's not something that I seek out to do. And normally I drive myself to Vegas. So what I do when I'm there is if I want to just get a quick bite to eat, rather than spend a whole bunch of money on hotel food or anything like that, I will actually drive off strip and normally get something either at a grocery store or something like that. That's typically what I do. Let's see. Foxtrot Juliet Bravo. I saw someone play max bet on 3 or 4 machines near me, and they jackpotted on all of them. Is it best to start with max? So, if you have the budget to play max, I always recommend playing max. You do have better chances of getting something larger, so I always recommend playing on max if you can. Obviously, if the budget is not there, or if you're wanting to, guys, if you're wanting to play a really high limit machine like 25 or 50 or $100 machine and you don't want to spend multiple credits of that, you can do just one. It's okay. But if you have the ability to play max and the budget to play max, then play max, definitely. Will switching to a 5 cent or $1 on a 25-cent video poker machine improve your odds? Should I play one line at $5 or 5 at 1? So video poker, again, it is determined. Video poker is programmed a lot the same as slot machines, but it is a little bit different, but they do still have those payback percentages. So again, each denomination, even within video poker, does have its own percentages. On that, I always would try to do, honestly, if it were me playing it, I would do the 5 at $1. That's what I would do. In the particular case that you're telling me, that's what I would do. Let's see. Do you like gaming at MGM Casino in Detroit? I have never been. Most of my gambling has been done in the Southwest, Vegas, Arizona, California, those places, so on and so forth. So I have not been out to Detroit. I've been down south a couple times, but not gambling in Detroit. Where do you recommend on Fremont Street? Fremont, you know, I go to Vegas a lot, but I don't really have too much experience with Fremont Street. I go occasionally, but I never find myself really playing there a lot, so I don't really have a place I can recommend on Fremont Street. I'm sorry I couldn't be more of help on that. Jimmy says, heading down end of May looking for a good sushi spot. So I will say this for sushi, if you go to Planet Hollywood, there's an escalator that goes upstairs. There's actually a sushi restaurant upstairs of Planet Hollywood that is pretty good. So I would check that out. Let's see here. While we are waiting for some more questions to come in here, guys, I'll just show off my little poker chips to you some more. By the way, I did meet a lot of really cool people in Las Vegas. A lot of people came up. I carried around a lot of poker chips and I handed those out to people in Las Vegas. And I am giving poker chips out to Patreon members right now, but I did order another box of them and I am trying to think of a way to sell them because I've gotten a lot of questions and people asking if they could buy the poker chips. So I will definitely look into getting those up on the website here soon. Tracy Lynn says, I've been told by a slot attendant that the machines won't pay out until the casino collects their percentage of the profit for the day. What are your thoughts? That's not true. At least that's not true in any of the casinos I've worked at. Again, guys, and this is something that I want to kind of pause the questions for just a minute, and I want to just talk about something and remind you guys of something. For some reason, I mean, we as humans naturally think in black and white and yes and no. The casino industry is not like that. Again, there's not a federal standard for casinos, so what works at one casino might not work at another. One casino might have a policy that others don't have. So really, there's a huge spectrum when it comes to the casino industry. It's very, very vast, and there's a lot of variable factors in there. So if one casino is doing something, that might not apply to all. So just always keep that in mind, guys. You still want to use your best judgment, and you still want to do what's best for you. You can follow as many tips as you would like, and hopefully they will work for you. But just always keep that in mind that there are a lot of variables in the casino business. So just putting that out there. So I can't speak for all casinos. To answer your question, I can't speak for what they do. But typically speaking, no, would not be factual. All right, back to some questions here. Better to bet lower denomination and max bet or higher denom with the minimum bet? It really kind of depends. If the denoms that you're playing are 50 cent, quarter, stuff like that, I would play the most lines you can possibly get and play it on max. But if you're playing like a $25 or $50 or $100 denom slot machine, then you can just play one credit. So it really kind of depends on the machines that you're playing when it comes to that. Let's see, Vegas Education, would you like to do a collab on a video? on human psychology. Actually, yes, that would be very interesting to do. I do have, I've been kind of planning on that, to do a video about psychology, because the casino really is based on player psychology a lot. So yes, I would be interested in doing something like that. Reach out to me. Let's see. Charlie says, I'm a slot technician too. Greetings from the UK. Well, hello, Charlie. Hello, fellow slot tech. So, Whisperjet America says, who's a better player, you or Tracy? I don't know who Tracy is. I'm not sure who Tracy is. Are the draw cards in video poker predetermined or determined when you hit the draw button? Those are determined when you hit the draw button. Is there a pinball slot at 1 cent denom? I have never seen one. Never seen one. Susan says, Kentucky player here. Enjoy your channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Going back to what Whisperjet said, did you mean Stacy? Jimmy posted that. If you meant Stacy, let me know. In that case, Stacy is the better player than I am. so I will say that. I had a really great time with Stacy in Las Vegas. Her and her husband Greg are really good people. They're really awesome. Definitely check out their channel if you haven't checked it out. It's a lot of fun, and they post a lot of really good videos that are entertaining and exciting. Let's see. Silver Legacy Reno replaced 25-cent video poker progressive machines with non-progressives. Our new machines dropped double bonus, full house, flush payouts. How can they go for video poker? So that's kind of it's a pretty long question there. I'll come back to that. I will come back to that. I'm going to the casino. I'm going to need to talk to you while I'm looking for those machines you play. Donna, you can always always ask me anything. I do have an email address, guys. It's on the website. I try to answer as many emails as possible that I can. So if you guys have individual emails for me, you can send those over. It's the contact pages at the website, which I pinned in the comments, ropethejackpot.com, and I have no problem helping you guys out. But you always want to just pick something that's fun for you in the end. Back to the casino host, always use them. I would. If you have a host available, I would, because a lot of times they can fill you in on promotions and stuff that's going on in the casino that you might not have known about, so I would definitely use those. Let's see. Tony asks, is Professor Slotz a fraud? No, he's not. And this is one thing, guys. I mentioned this before when I first started the channel on the on my community page. We want to be very friendly and respectful to everybody. There's lots of different methods out there, guys. And like I just mentioned a couple minutes ago, the casino industry is very, very vast and has so many variables to it. I would not say that there's anybody that's a fraud out there. A lot of people use his methods and they work, and that's fantastic. And I encourage you guys to use what methods work for you, and always check out and do things that work for you. So to answer your question, no, but we want to be respectful of everybody here. And also, John is a very nice guy. I did have a chance to talk to him, and he is very nice and respectful. So just to answer that. How long do you stay at a machine when it is not hitting? Really, for me, it depends. It really depends, to be honest. Me personally, if I'm not feeling it, I'll move to another machine. I try to, when I pick a machine, I try to pick one based on how I know the programming of it, and so on and so forth, and by reading the pay table and following all of my own tips in my videos that I had posted. That's how I pick my machines when I play. Me personally, I don't like any of the newer I don't like any of the newer style machines with so much going on. Typically speaking, guys, if a machine has a lot going on, if it's got, 3 and 4 different bonuses and no pay lines and all these crazy things that you can get, it's usually harder to hit on. I like to stick to something basic, like this machine right here that's just one line, plain and simple, win or don't win. That's my personal, how I play. Are there still casinos out there that use actual coins? Love your channel. Well, thank you very much, Gail. I appreciate it. And I really do love having each and every one of you guys here. The channel really is growing very, very fast. If you missed it at the beginning of the video, I just passed 25,000 subscribers and 1.5 million views, which is crazy considering the fact that I just started this channel February 28th. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I really do. If it wasn't for you guys, then this channel would not be here. So thank you very much for that. To answer your question, Gail, yes, there are casinos that do still use coins out there. They're harder to find. I know there is a casino on Fremont Street, the D, that has a whole upstairs area with coin-operated slots. And I believe, but I have not been, sorry, this machine's gonna, that noise, by the way, is called the attractor. That's what it's called. I believe, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on this, I believe Circus has still a bank of machines. They have a few that still take coins, but they might have taken that out. So if there's somebody on here that, well, I'm getting comments now, Slots of Fun and El Cortez have coin machines. Yes, El Cortez does have coin machines. I forgot about that one as well. Do online casinos have the same odds as physical machines? No. So here's the thing with online slots, and I really want you guys to be careful. So I had an online slot company actually reach out to me, and they offered to pay me to do a spot on them. Now here's the thing, guys. I do not do endorsements like that unless it is a service that I actually use and have vetted to be good. If it's not good, I'm not going to talk about it. So I told him, this online casino, I said, I can do an honest review on you, but I have some questions first, and also I wanted to sign up just like a normal player would and go through the whole process myself and try it out for myself. Well, I started doing research on this online casino, and I found out that it is a company and a server based in India, and let's just say they have a lot of shady stuff going on behind them. Guys, do not give your money to online casinos unless it is a good online casino. Here's the thing about online gambling, and I'll just tell you this. It is not legal in all states to do. So if you find a website anywhere that says you can play slots at your house, you do understand and realize there's only like 5 states in the country that it's legal in. So if you're not in one of those 5 states, be leery of it, because they're either circumventing around something or it's not legit. If you go to a legit online casino, and there are some, the legit online casinos, MGM has one, Caesars has one, FanDuel is a legit online casino. There's a couple others. If you go to casinos like that, it will actually say, it'll ask you what state are you in, and it only gives you like 4 options to choose from. That means it's legit. So just be careful, guys. If you find there's thousands of online casinos out there. Be cautious of what you pick. Try to pick a online casino that has a good name brand behind it, that's based here, and do your research on it first. Because really, there is no standard for online casinos to follow. So be careful about that, guys. Let's see. Are Wheel of Fortune machines being faded away? I don't think they are, but they are getting less and less popular. I would not be surprised if Wheel of Fortune retires probably within the next 20 years or so. There used to be a lot of Wheel of Fortune machines everywhere. They used to be all over the place. And now they really are kind of fading out. Should you always pick the most spins in the bonus round? Love your info you share. Thank you. So to me, when I'm given a choice to play different bonus rounds, like on dancing drums, for example, I always use dancing drums because it's one of my only favorite machines that's actually a lower denom machine. I actually either usually gamble it and do the 3 or 5, or I pick something right in the middle, just to have better odds and more real space there. That's my personal choice. What about Bally Online Casino? If it has a name brand behind it and a good company to back it, then it should be legit. So I just always recommend, guys, there are legit online casinos out there that you can play on. There are. Just research them first. And again, remember what I said, online gambling is actually only legal in like a handful of states, not very many. If you're in Wyoming, if you're in Montana, if you're in any place like that, and you get an ad for an online casino and it says you can play slots online, it's not real because we don't have that here. So just double check and make sure. Let's see. CR says getting paid from an online casino, which for me turned out to be in Trinidad, took almost 7 months. It was not worth it. You know, it's sad. It happens to a lot of people. It really does. It happens to a lot of people more than, you know, it happens a lot more than people think it does. And then also it does not help the fact that now there are so many videos going around YouTube and there's so many videos online that are talking about online casinos. And guys, just be careful. Be careful with online casinos. Lumi, $5 super chat. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Those super chats do go towards the channel and help out greatly. So thank you. John asks, over the past couple of years, I have won 3 jackpots of $25,000 on a $5 3-reel machine. The next day, they had been removed from the casino floor. Why? A lot of times, slots get removed for various reasons. It's not always what you think, especially the older school slots. The old style slot machines like these, they're not making parts for anymore. So as they become older and worn out, and parts start to break on them, the casinos are simply replacing them to make more floor space for machines that they can lease or machines that are more popular, like the video machines and so on and so forth. So that's not that's not, they don't remove it because somebody won off of it. They mostly remove it for mechanical reasons. Let's see here. Any plans to come to Wind River Casino? Yes, I do have plans to come there here soon. I will be coming out to Shoshone Rose Casino in Lander probably next week. So tune back into the channel next week. I'll have some great videos out for you then from Shoshone Rose. Vegas Education asks, do you have access to many par sheets? No, I do not. It's something that I've been looking into doing. So eventually, as the channel grows, as we get deeper into this, because I know it's hard to imagine, but the channel is still very new, and I am still learning a lot of things on YouTube and so on and so forth, and getting the website up. But as things grow and progress, I will eventually. I do plan on bringing you guys easy to read guides on what payouts are in what states and what casinos and so on and so forth, and bringing some more resources to you guys along those lines. So just keep up the support for the page, guys. Really do. Biggest way that you guys can support the page, by the way, is if there's a particular video of mine that sticks out to you or that's helped you, make sure that you share it on Facebook and Facebook and all those other platforms as well. That helps out the most, so definitely do that. $10 super chat. I enjoy watching you meet up with the various YouTube players to talk about their play. Well, thank you very much. And speaking of which, we are now joined by Stacy of Stacy's High Limit Slots. Hi, Stacy. Welcome. Let's see what questions did I miss here. When you get a hand pay, do they also give you a receipt for your taxes? Yes, they do. It's called a W-2G, and they will give that to you. Anything over $1,200. So you can win up to $1,199 in a single win and not receive one, but the second it goes to $1,200, you have to receive one. Let's see. I have a 1938 Pace Orange Front Gold Award Comet nickel machine. Any idea where I might post to sell it? I would definitely research it. So a lot of those older machines, and I will be honest with you, because I did do machine sales and resale and so on and so forth. A lot of those older machines are actually worth a lot of money. So I would be sure, before you just openly sell it, do some research on it. Try to figure out everything you can about the company, about the game, look up serial numbers, look up the conditions and stuff like that before you do that. And then you might want to consider an auction house. An auction house would actually probably be your best option to do, unless you want to try to sell it private party. But I would check out an auction house. Just make sure, double check on that, because it might be worth a lot of money. You might be sitting on a little gold mine. You never know. Hello from Phoenix. Welcome in from Phoenix. Let's see, guys. We're just waiting on a couple more questions to come in here. If you are just joining us, I do this every single Sunday. Every Sunday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you guys missed this one, you can come back each and every Sunday. I will be here. Always feel free to ask your questions. And again, a big thank you to all those people that I met in Vegas on my last Vegas trip. It was really fun to meet some of you guys. By the way, that progressive that I was playing in Las Vegas, the Triple Stars progressive, it actually did hit. It hit last week. I got a message about that. It did hit. Somebody actually did hit for a little over $500,000 on that. So congratulations to the winner. That was really cool to be able to do that video and then to see somebody hit it not long after. So for the person out there that won the jackpot, that is awesome. Please come forward and share that experience with me. I would love to hear it. Let's see. Hey, Helen. Hello, all. I had several times when I had at least one last bet in the machine and hitting big, a hand pay. Is that just a coincidence? Yes, it would be just a coincidence in that. The machine doesn't really know or understand when you're down to your last credit. So you got very lucky. That's great. I love hearing that. Stacy is just joining us in the chats. Everybody, if you haven't checked out Stacy's High Limit Slots, always make sure to check out her channel. She has some great videos and a lot more to come. We did a lot of really cool videos in Vegas together, so make sure to check out Stacy's channel. Let's see, Tracy Lynn, is it better to play a machine that has a rolling progressive versus no progressive? It really depends. It really depends on what the machine is. Again, there's a lot of variables to it. If it's an obtainable progressive, I would give it a shot. I mean, I've played progressive machines myself many times, and I know Stacy is still chasing her progressive. That 2 point, you'll have to correct me on it, Stacy. I think it's like a $2.3 million progressive there at Aria, 3, 4, 5 times machine. But so there are some really good progressives out there. And I was very shocked when I heard that somebody actually hit the progressive that I was playing in one of my videos shortly after that video too. So that was really awesome to see. Let's see here. FNS Slots, welcome. Hey Slot Cowboy, love your channel. Thank you for teaching us the Jedi way. You are very welcome. You are very welcome. And Stacy says that progressive is $2.3 million. And she says she's donated $2.4 million to it. Well, I guess then that would mean whoever hits that jackpot would be quote unquote stealing Stacy's jackpot. Even Jimmy says just let Greg chase it, he'll win it. Probably it'll be Greg. Stacy will play the machine all night and Greg will come up and spin it once and win it. That's just how it goes. Let's see. Are video poker machines at racetrack casinos different from a normal casino? I would say no. As long as they're within the same state or tribe, they should have the exact same rules and regulations apply to them, unless they're based on historical horse racing, which a lot of different machines are across the country. I was in Oklahoma last week. I noticed a slot tech checking slots for money left in the machine. They cashed them out and pocketed the money. Ever see that? So that is common. So people will leave credits in the machine all the time. Those actually, so what we used to do at the casino, yes, we do have to cash those out. If somebody leaves money unattended like that or credits unattended, we cash them out. What we did at our casino is they went into the back and they actually went into a bank, and then the money actually got donated every single quarter to different charities. So that's what happens usually when the casino has like unclaimed money or somebody leaves like a couple cents in the machine. Most casinos, they will actually donate them out. Let's see, Anita, not sure how to phrase this question, but is the accounting system done according to the amount of funds or the amount of spins? Just wondering if free spins is included in the accounting system. So free spins is not included into the role of the accounting system is just to account for the funds, the money in and the money out. That's what the accounting system keeps track of. So it does not account for any kind of free spins or anything like that. If the free spins lands on something, however, and it pays out, then that does get accounted into the money out portion of that. And the machine does not read the money in. It does not record it until you actually gamble and push the button itself. So if you put a $100 bill in the machine and just let it sit there, it doesn't record that money until you actually spend it. So that is how it's done. Fatima asks, what is the punishment for someone that takes the money? It would depend on the local laws and regulations, but it's usually not pretty. So don't take money that's unattended. Even if it's a penny, do not cash it out and take it, because that is considered theft from the casino. Beverly, good question. What should you do if you want to play a machine and someone has left a little money on it? So there are a lot of times that some people, which I do not know why people do this, and I want to make a video on this, I really do, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, there are a lot of people out there that have a bad habit of they'll put like a couple cents in the machine and leave their player's card in it, or they prop the chair up against the machine and then they go to the bathroom or go eat or go do something like that. Do not do that. That is the worst thing to possibly do. You don't want to leave anything of yours unattended, even if it's a couple dollars or whatever. But in that case, Beverly, if somebody is blocking off a machine and they're not there and you want to play it, call over a slot attendant, and the slot attendant will cash it out and take the card, because technically in most casino settings, saving machines is not allowed. In like 99% of casinos, you can't save a machine. Also, it's very rude to do. Please don't do that. If you guys are gambling, don't leave your machine unattended and take up space from somebody else that would be wanting to play it. $5 super chat from Jeff. Is it better to bet max? Is it better to max bet small denoms versus the same bet on a higher denom to increase the progressive? So again, it would depend on the game. It would really depend on the game. There's so many variables that can go into that situation. Obviously, you want to try to play the highest denom that you can. However, betting max on smaller denoms can also be good in a lot of different situations. So depending on the progressive, if it is a progressive game, you want to try to play max, because many progressive games will not give you the progressive unless you are playing max, with the exception of some of the newer style games like Lightning Links and so on and so forth. Let's see. Hi, Cowboy Slots. I have a couple older sit-down 3-reel IGT machines from the 90s, specifically a double diamond 25 cent that keeps blowing one of the fuses. How do I track down the short? So that would definitely be something I would have to look at. It would depend if it's a S2000 model, if it's an S Plus model. I would definitely have to take a look at it in person. If you have a shop near you that works on slot machines, I would definitely call them and have them come over and check it out. If it's blowing anything, or if it's blowing anything or fuses or anything like that, it's not safe to use. So I definitely would keep it unplugged until you try to figure it out. Typically, it's normally caused by one of the batteries. So it's either caused by the green Varda battery or the the little 3 watt battery there. So I would have to look at it. Let's see.
Here's what I found.
My watch is going off there. One time in Atlantic City, I took a minute away from a machine to tip someone, and someone cashed out my money and messed up my day. Yeah, you never want to leave your machine unattended. And yeah, like Dean said, I mean, that wasn't cool of the person to do, to come up and do it. You should never touch somebody's money, even if it's a machine that you want to play, guys. So even if you're on the other side of that and there's a machine that you really want to play, but somebody is occupying it, just go get an employee, because at least then the employee can cash that out and handle it. And then when the person does come back, they can give them their stuff back. So always good to have an employee involved. So we are at 51 minutes right now into the live stream, and I do like to keep these live streams right at 1 hour. So we will stop the live stream here in about 10 minutes, just to let you guys know. So final 10 minutes for questions. I find vouchers left for coins in the change machines. I believe it's because you have to wait in a long line to get the cents cashed. The change machines are not dispensing coins now. You know, that is something that is really kind of sad, and I think the casino kind of does that on purpose, to be honest. And normally I would not say that, but I think in that case the casino really kind of does it on purpose to make you wait in line for your change, because they know most people are not going to wait for it, so that change adds up, and it's essentially, you know, free money for them. Vicky V says, by the way, love your channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Why do I have to show my player's card and ID when cashing out a large voucher? It depends on the casino's policies and procedures that they have in place. Some casinos you don't have to, but other casinos like to know and be sure exactly who is cashing that out. They like to have a paper trail. So just in case your voucher was to ever get stolen, they know who took it. Anita says, I call the attendant to watch my machine for me if I leave. What is your feeling on that? Definitely, that is always recommended for something to do. Anytime you have to leave your machine unattended, I do that. When I'm in Vegas and if I'm gambling, if I want to get up and, you know, use the restroom or go grab a drink or something like that, I will ask an attendant to watch my machine for me. That's always the best thing to do. Just catching up on some questions, guys. In Maryland, slot machines RTP must be between 85% but not more than 100%. So how could a brand new or freshly reset machine pay out anything good? That is a good question. The machines do they do keep around that percentage very well. So they can fluctuate above they can fluctuate above the percent. They just can't drop below that 85. So they do have some room to play, and that percentage, again, it's very wide and can be over a very long period of time. So even if the machine is brand new off the floor, it can still pay out pretty well. Henry says, hey Cowboy, thanks for the wealth of info you have provided, especially to novice players such as I. You are very welcome, guys. I am 100% here for you. I'm not selling anything to you guys. I'm not trying to push you to do anything or buy anything or anything like that. When I started this channel, I started it just to have fun and share my knowledge with you, and that is what I am here to do. So you don't have to ever be, when you come on my channel, you don't have to be pressured to buy anything or anything like that. So again, guys, thank you for being here. I appreciate it, because I would not have this channel if it was not for you guys. Let's see. Are the odds better on branded / skinned machines like Majestic Lions or Cherry's Jubilee from MGM? That I am not sure. I'm not sure on that. Had to pay tax on a $3,000 win. Unfortunately, yes, anything over a $1,200 single win, you do have to pay tax on here in the United States. That is not the casinos doing. That is not the tribes doing. The tax rate is actually set by the IRS. So, because I know a lot of people have complained and said that they want the tax limit to be raised, or why does the casino tax me on this? For that, you have to go to Washington, D.C. and talk to those folks over there. Because the folks in Washington, D.C. are the ones that are in charge of that. $2 super chat from Libby, going to Vegas in a couple weeks. Low roller. Advice? I would start out small. I would start out small and work your way up. That's what I would do. Thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate those. Bullion Bear, a hi, new subscriber. I really like your content. I saw another channel turning up the volume on a machine increases the odds of hitting a jackpot. Sounds ridiculous to me. So this is the funny part about that, guys. The whole volume thing, it was started as a joke. Originally, it was started as a joke. When you actually think of the percentage that people are claiming volume increases it by, there's a couple things that you want to keep in mind. Number one, a manufacturer cannot build any feature into the machine that would allow the player to alter the outcome of the game, but also some of these percentages that I'm hearing are entirely outlandish and completely false. But the volume thing was started originally as a joke, and it just kind of took off from there and people ran with it, which kind of plays into the psychological factor of gambling. Let's see here. I'm going to Canada next week. Anything I should know about Canadian casinos? I actually have gambled in a Canadian casino once. It was in Edmonton. It was a very long time ago. I think their tax rates are set differently there. I'm not sure. That I'm not sure of. When I was there, I noticed like people were getting hand pays at like $500. So I'm not sure how Canada works on that. So I don't have, unfortunately, any advice that I can give you on Canadian casinos. But if there is somebody in the comments that is from Canada or has gambled a lot at Canadian casinos, you can feel free to come on and leave a comment with your advice on that. Shelly says, I heard they might be raising it from $1,200 to $5,000. Do you have any info on that or when it might be voted on? That I am not sure. These are the same tax people that now want to tax you if you make over $600 on Venmo. So I would assume they're not raising it anytime soon. But that's just a guess. I've heard that, but I have no clue where it's going. It might be several years before that ever gets changed. David actually asks a very good question. He also says, thanks, Cowboy, excellent channel. And then if you do pay taxes on $1,200 and above, can you subtract your losses on your taxes? The answer is yes, you can. You can track your losses and deduct it on your taxes. There are a lot of times that people forget that. So yes, you can deduct your taxes, your losses on your taxes. What I would recommend, though, guys, is always speak to a tax expert, because I am not a tax expert. So do not take tax advice from me. Always take it from a licensed expert. It's a Slot Machine asks, what slot machines do you have? So the machines that I have here in the background, I have a Triple Diamond Deluxe machine right here. I have a regular Triple Diamond machine. And then I have a Triple Stars machine that is a 9-line 1, 2, 3, and 5 cent machine. And then I also, on this side over here, I have a Blazing Sevens machine made by Bally. It is a Bally Alpha 1 cent Blazing 7 machine. Let's see, $10 super chats. Can you do more of these Q&A lives? Very informative. Absolutely, and thank you again so much for the super chat. I do the live streams now every single Sunday. So every Sunday, you can come here to my live stream for that. Let's see. Nice row of IGT S2000s. Yes, it is. I used to have a lot more. I used to have a lot more of them, but I ended up selling most of them when I had my business. So unfortunately, I did have a pinball machine, and I am so upset that I sold the pinball machine. And just to let you guys know, we are at the top of the hour, so we are going to wrap up our live stream. So I'm going to take one more question, and then we will wrap it up here. Let's see. I live in Windsor, Ontario, and we get a lot of Americans playing at our casino. So we do have some Canadian casinos on here. Stacy, thank you so much for the super chat. $20 super chat. Thank you. Let's see. People must be flocking to the show. I don't think people are starting. I wouldn't say people are probably flocking to it, but it's probably our internet here is really bad. So, but I am so glad that this live stream actually worked today. So that's good. I'm excited for that. Anyway, guys, we're at the top of the hour, so I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream. So if I missed your question on this, you can always come back to the live stream. I do it every single Sunday at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I do have a website. It's ropethejackpot.com. Be sure to check that out. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate having each and every one of you here. It's really, really special. I'm having a lot of fun on this channel, and I'm going to keep the videos coming. And be sure, help me out, guys, if you can, because we want to keep this channel growing and keep the steam going. So be sure, if you like my videos, to share them on your social media platforms, because that is the best thing that you can do to help me out. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much. Thank you so much for the super chats, for all the love, for everything. I've got some more great videos coming out for you guys. Anyway, have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will talk again next Sunday.